we're still going live.
Day one stuff.
Are we up? Are we live?
We're live now.
Okay. All right. Making sure we're live here on this Wednesday morning.
Good morning, Vietnam.
Making sure we're up, and we're Adam here. Appreciate you guys joining us, sticking with us. I've seen y'all up and ready since early this morning when the stream was originally put up. It has been a fun morning here in Omaha as we've got the stream up and rolling. We had Tristen down on the ground, putting the Starlink up, getting it ready to go. Getting ready for some LSU baseball tonight. Back-to-back days of LSU baseball here in Omaha. The weather is nice. I don't know what the weather is supposed to look like as the rest of the day moves on, but good morning and welcome in here on this Wednesday. It is a crisp 66 degrees outside. There is a 25% chance of rain at 2 p.m., and then after that, it appears on my Apple weather app as if it is good to go after that. So LSU should be fine at 6 p.m. tonight. We are happy to see all of you. Sabrion, Brian, Bo, Andrew, C-Dub, D3M Tigers, everybody in the chat. Thank you, Omar, for joining us this morning as we are live here at the Hilton here in Omaha. Christian, Lloyd,
Tiger.
how are we feeling?
Good morning, Vietnam.
Christian?
Good morning, Omaha. Omaha!
Omaha.
Omaha.
I'm tired, but
Why? You slept all morning. Me and Noah have been up since 6:15.
No, you have not.
Yes, we have.
You got up.
We were waiting for you to get the stream up and rolling, and you were a lazy little bitch, and then we had to be late for the people.
I think
it's 7:51.
I was sleeping.
I know. That's called laziness.
It's all right. Well, we're up and live now. Ready to go. As we'll get into the headlines here. LSU versus Arkansas tonight at 6. The Tigers and the Hogs will face off again, this time with LSU's chance to punch their ticket to the College World Series on the line. Arkansas obviously would need to win too, as LSU is 2-0 so far through the College World Series. Arkansas handled the Bruins 7-3 last night after LSU had beaten UCLA 9-5 earlier yesterday morning. It was not. The final score in both games appears a little bit closer than the game actually was, as Arkansas did pitch Zach Root last night, and they were able to get the victory over UCLA and get their rematch against LSU. So that will be tonight at 6 p.m. here in Omaha. Jay Johnson did speak to the media yesterday after the game. D3M Tigers in the chat. Lloyd looks like a guy that only brings one pair of socks to Omaha, you bum.
How do they know that?
yeah, he did.
Bayou Bunghole.
Sadly, that's actually true.
Bayou Bunghole. Christian, fart and wave the covers if you need help.
I don't have one loaded up.
Oh, God.
Also, on the other side of the bracket, Louisville and Coastal will be the two teams facing off with a chance to make it to the College World Series final after the Cardinals take down Oregon State yesterday. And what was a fun game where Oregon State scratches some runs across in the top of the ninth, ties the game up, and then right after that in the bottom of the ninth, Louisville wins it, walks it off with a sacrifice fly. Lamar Brown is back. The visit is back on. According to Steve Wiltfong, there was never a doubt this visit would take place. From what I heard was it was an unofficial. The unofficial was canceled, and it was now an official visit to LSU. And Steve Wiltfong doubled down on it and said his prediction for Lamar Brown remains on LSU as well. So that is two pieces of good news for LSU football recruiting, as the number one player in Louisiana has his official visit set up for this weekend. And Steve Wiltfong over at On3 still has his prediction strong on Lamar Brown and LSU. It has not wavered towards any of the other teams, even through all of this discourse of what may or may not be happening in recruiting. It is a wild, wild time in recruiting, and it's very hard to follow. And it can be very frustrating when you actually care for the program And so it can be frustrating on what's officially happening. And on top of that, we have Tristen Keys. I'm going to try to cue up the sound here to listen to some of the things Tristen Keys had to say in his recent interview. Tristen Keys, obviously, LSU commit, the number one wide receiver in the country. I wish my phone would work. It's not going to, and it's going to piss me off.
Are you connected to the Starlink?
I'm connected to everything, and it's not working.
You're connected to too many things. You're like an octopus. You have too many tentacles out.
Too many tentacles. If I could get this sound up and ready, we'll listen to what Tristen Keys had to say in his interview. I think it was with Josh Newberg over at On 3. I think, yes, here it is. I should get it queued up now to listen to what the number one wide receiver in the country had to say about his commitment to LSU, his recruitment. He also spoke on Bo Bentley, the quarterback that LSU has been targeting in the 2026 class. If this would load, I would be able to play the sound for you guys. On top of that, LSU women's basketball also had their SEC schedule released, announced which teams they would be playing and where. There we go. And it will be at home. They will have Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Kentucky, Mizzou, South Carolina, and Tennessee. So both South Carolina and Tennessee will be at home for LSU. Away, they will travel to Auburn, to Georgia, to Ole Miss, to Mississippi State, to Vanderbilt, to A&M, and to Oklahoma, with a home and away with Texas. So that Texas is the only team that they will play both in Austin and in Baton Rouge. And then the other two toughest opponents will be South Carolina and Tennessee. That's both in the PMAC. And then Ole Miss away. Ole Miss is a team that has improved their roster mightily over this offseason, so that will be another big-time matchup, and that one will be in Oxford. So here is Tristen Keys talking about recruiting Bo Bentley to LSU with him.
Film myself, seen him. I think he's a great player. I actually cut on his film myself, seen him rip the ball. I know his first play, he stepped up in the pocket and threw a rocket, and it was a on the money. So he's a pretty good quarterback, great at what he do. So stay tuned.
Yes, a big. And then here is Tristen Keys talking about his commitment and a little insight on his NIL process.
Yeah, it's a big part. When it comes to money and development, of course, I'll take development for first because, we're trying to get to that big money, which is the NFL. So I say I'm breaking down like this. When it comes to 700 to 7 figures and the production is there with the 700, I would take that because of I want to be ready and prepared for the next level as fast as possible. So, yeah, development is number one for me for sure.
Right. So it sounds like from an NIL standpoint, if teams want to get in the game, it's going to be about 700 for fair market value. But if everybody's offering 700, you're going to go to the place with the best development.
I mean, I kind of just broke it down in a way, but it's just like development. I feel like I want to get better, man. Like honestly, I want to be the best as I can be as fast as possible, and I want to be one of the best. So I just feel like choosing development over money is like a smart business decision, honestly.
Yeah, because in the end, it's going to get you more than what this initial NIL.
You get on the field, make plays, more opportunities come. I feel like.
All right.
So there is Tristen Keys talking about his recruitment, talking about NIL, and also talking about Bo Bentley, one of the top quarterbacks in the class of 2026 that LSU is targeting. And the final headline is the Pelicans, Christian, made a trade for pick number 23 from the Pacers.
They had a pick for, and then they got another pick for another pick.
They've traded a future pick for this year pick. I'll ask you one question, Christian. Are they going to select at 23 and at 7?
Probably.
Or are they going to package and try to do something with it?
Well, the smart thing to do would be to package, so they'll do the opposite and pick. They clearly like
That's a good point.
23. That's why they traded for him. I would be shocked if they packaged the pick.
Yeah. Obviously, it would make more sense because you feel like you're kind of in a win-now mentality, you would hope. And making two selections in the draft. Usually is kind of a rebuild mindset. And
Their
that's
level
not
of
where they're
incompetence
at
seems
yet.
to know no bounds.
That is very true. It's a theme around New Orleans, I believe, especially with the athletic franchises.
Unfortunately.
But into the 2 clap segment,
Can't
Jay
even have
Johnson.
horse racing anymore. Didn't they get rid of the track?
Well, that's why they're going to add an NHL team that'll solve all the problems.
Yeah.
But in the 2 clap segment, to get that rolling, Jay Johnson deserves 2 claps as he is 2-0 in Omaha for the first time. Obviously, when you think back to 2023, they started 1-1. They beat Tennessee, then lose to Wake Forest. And then they beat Tennessee, and then beat Wake Forest, then beat Wake Forest, then beat Florida, then lost to Florida, and then beat Florida. And won a national championship back in 2023. And when his time with Arizona, he also did not go 2-0 to start in Omaha. So now Jay Johnson has accomplished that. He is on the winner's side here at LSU after they beat Arkansas and UCLA. So Jay Johnson deserves 2 claps. Ready. Next up. This just deserves 2 claps in general. It's not a specific entity that deserves 2 claps. Just this deserves to be clapped for, as LSU is the home team tonight against Arkansas. LSU will bat second. They will be in the bottom of each inning. They were the home team against UCLA.
Feels like it's been forever.
But it feels like it's been forever. That was a 2-day game. They did. I mean, you can't put back the same uniform on.
See, that's where I disagree
Okay, let's hear
I
it.
thought for sure that they would wear the pennies again, come out, don't wash them, dirty pants, and play the exact same game because you were winning. And so I thought that they would roll out the same unis, but I guess not. And then you just got a Jake Brown, Maryland.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you if it's a superstition type thing. Like, don't change it up. But from a hygiene standpoint, I would assume you just needed.
Well, I was just thinking from, I guess, back to the travel ball days of like USSSA, whatever, Legion Ball. Like, don't make mom do
double laundry.
Yeah, that's just it. Now they have to wash 2 uniforms.
We'll just put them back on and let's go.
Yeah, just keep them on, take a nap, and we'll go play again. Go jump in the pool,
Fair enough.
or just wash it in the bathtub.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've seen that as a method that has worked. Luckily, we do have. I mean, look, I've done the bathtub wash before at a hotel.
Oh, I've showered with my
needed to
clothes
wash
on.
Yeah,
in
you got to
prison.
do what you got to do. But we luckily have a guest laundry room here at the Hilton, and me and Christian went down and washed.
I don't think Christian knows how quarters work.
Has what?
I don't think he knows how quarters work.
I know how quarters work, Lloyd.
He's like, make sure you get the good ones. It's like they're all in the same quarter.
I was like, well, just
they're
grab
all
5.
they're all gonna work.
He was like, well, we don't know, just in case.
Just in case.
Like, it's not $1.
It's
Christian.
not.
Like, usually I do try and help and defend you. But
That
the
was a
quarters deal,
ridiculous
there's nothing
thing.
I could do.
Well, I'm grabbing all of them. I'm not looking to grab 5. I don't feel like counting them. I'm just gonna grab.
Fair enough.
all.
That hat is way too big for your head.
Well,
You look like you're wearing one of those
Honestly, I
big
am.
ass hats. Yeah, it looks fine.
Yeah,
And he
no, it's
cut
nice.
his lip last night. Couldn't stop bleeding.
Yeah, he was bleeding all over himself. Next up in the 2 claps, Bear Jones deserves 2 claps. Obviously, we talked about it in the post game yesterday. The mental fortitude that young man has, where he battled through what was a rough day on Saturday, stayed behind at the practice facility, got the work in. First AB yesterday. What happened, Christian?
first AB yesterday.
First AB
2 days.
2 days ago.
Jared Jones went yard.
Went yard. As Christian, you saw the video of Christian. Y'all want to complain about 0 for 5.
Now watch this drive.
There you
Hey,
go.
don't steal my line.
As Jared Jones shows the mental fortitude, goes 2 for 4, 4 RBIs, so 4 of LSU's 9 runs from the bat of Jared Jones. He deserves 2 claps. Ready?
Did we have we done 3?
3 claps?
I think we only did 2. I think we skipped Jay Johnson.
2 claps?
Yeah, I think we skipped his.
No, we did his.
We've
Trust.
done 3 sets of 2 claps.
Yes, we have. We've clapped 6 times.
Gotcha.
Well, you've done it to yourself. Kason Evans and Chase Shores both deserves 2 claps, as they have been the guys for LSU to step up and step in and make it happen. They've both pitched twice, both against Arkansas and UCLA. Kason Evans obviously extends against UCLA, goes 4 1/3, and holds the rope, gets the job done. Chase Shores has provided absolute electricity in both games, only throwing, 10 pitches and 11 pitches. I would assume you're going to see Chase Shores again today. So both of those guys deserve 2 claps. Ready? Shout out to Case and Evans, and Chase Shorts. Dillian Bird, if you have not seen this video on Twitter, I cannot play it for you, but I will tell you about it. This is the young man that caught Jared Jones' home run ball. Him and Jake Brown were high school teammates, so he knows the parents. He then brings the home run ball to Jared Jones' dad, followed by a big bear hug from Daddy Bear. And then he went down and said hello to the rest of the family. Shout out to that young man for not just pocketing the baseball.
No.
Because catching a home run ball at the College World Series is awesome. Like, anybody in the world, I would love a home run ball from the College World Series, especially an LSU home run ball. This young man caught it, had the wherewithal to say, you know what, this ball means more to them than it does to me. Let me trot myself over to the parents and bring Daddy Bear this baseball. Dillian Bird deserves 2 claps. Ready.
All-time field move by him to know, like, obviously
Yes.
played with Jake Brown, and then to know where the parents are because he probably has a relationship with Chase Brown, Jake's dad, and he probably shot a text like, where y'all standing? I've got that because that was a huge, huge home run ball, not only for Bear Jones, but for the dad also. Like, he knows that he just went 0 for 5 with 5 strikeouts, and to see him lean back on one and deposit one to deep Omaha. And then, because there was a time when I was watching some of the game with the parents where, I think I said this yesterday, but Bear Jones' dad was like, I don't know if I believe in God anymore after 0 for 5. And then you get a home run the next pitch he sees, which is, hey, and then you get the ball. That sounds like God to me if you believe in him.
Come on now.
Come on. 2 claps ready.
Next up, if you didn't see it, can't play it for you, but go watch it after this. The baseball video that was put out by LSU football deserves 2 claps. That was excellent.
Awesome.
I love watching football players try and swing a baseball bat.
Makes you realize how hard it is.
It makes you realize how hard it is.
Because
Aaron Anderson should never have a baseball bat in his hand ever
Kill him
again.
at least 3
I
people.
love you, Aaron, but that is detrimental to the health of LSU football.
That's awesome.
You
You're
have a
playing
bat
the
in
right
your hand.
sport.
You do. Stick to football, please. We love watching you play football, but you losing the bat out of your
In the
hand.
cage.
Well, it was a great cut.
Yeah, just gotta
Good
hold
bat
on to
speed.
It. Yep.
Lost the bat.
Yeah, that's the. I'm sure Jack Marucci was like, "Well, there goes one."
Yep, lost that bat.
Lost that bat.
But it was great content put out by LSU Football. They've done a great job with the off-season content, and this video is on theme for that. So LSU Football, 2 claps. Ready.
How much fun are they having?
It seems like they are
Whether it be a pool party.
gelling, bonding.
Yep.
It looks special, you know.
I don't know who's in charge of all of this.
Me
but
neither, but whoever it is doing a great job.
Great job.
The pool party looked like fun. This baseball video was great. The Van Buren guess your teammate filter video
Garrett
was great.
Nussmeier, I
The
love
Garrett
you.
Nussmeier phone call was
Good
great.
night.
All of those things have been awesome to see, and they've been reassuring.
I'm such a sucker for all this stuff.
Oh, it gets you, doesn't it?
Yeah, because I'm a big teammate, positivity, good
Of course,
vibes.
morale.
See what the morale's like. And Garrett Nussmeier feels like he's leading the charge on all of this. This is his team. And you can kind of tell that they're all bought into everything. Even like we had as much as we want to make fun of Aaron Anderson's swing. He was the one on the phone call that was like, love you, buddy. Good night.
Yeah.
Thanks for checking on me. Like, didn't even blink.
No, didn't even flinch.
The most Louisiana things. Oh, thanks for calling.
Yeah,
How
appreciate you,
doing?
buddy.
Yeah,
Night,
how you
night.
doing?
Love
Good
ya.
night. Yeah. All right, cool.
No, definitely. And I think from the top down, this has been a great job by the staff and the players this offseason to put themselves in the position. Because the storyline, the tag with the transfer portal classes like this are, you can't just plug it. No, you jumped in and messed it up. Talking about plugging and playing players. And the way you do that is you get them to bond and mesh, and I think they've done an excellent job by instilling that throughout this entire offseason from spring until now, and then that'll roll over into fall camp where you've seen guys like Pyburn and Sharp and Jamari Butler and Patrick Payton and Mansour Delane and Barry and Brown, and go down the list of these guys they've added in.
17
have
of them, huh?
17 or 18. Have meshed so well with their teammates. And so LSU football has done a great job at doing that. These videos have been excellent. Next up, the show parents deserve 2 claps. Obviously, my dad hooked us up with this hotel room after the debacle
KC.
with our last hotel. And if you didn't listen yesterday, what happened was I booked us a hotel. Pictures looked great. Got there, looked like a prison.
You guys
Walked
look
into
like a prison.
Walked into the room, looked like a murder scene.
It was so bad.
It was terrible. And so I then called my
Water
dad. I'm
smelled like arsenic.
We cannot sleep in this place. Like, we have to get at it. We stayed there the one night, and then Dad hooked us up 2 nights in this beautiful hotel to make us comfortable. And then Lloyd's mother has stepped up to help us out again. So shout out to the show parents. 2 claps. Ready.
And keep Venmoing. Keep sending in money because
That's
we
next
need
up.
it.
The show viewers. The show viewers deserve 2 claps.
The Ting Pins.
2 Venmos yesterday from some of the viewers. All of our Ting Pins. We appreciate y'all. Definitely. It'll go to a good cause. It is to feed Christian, so he's no longer malnourished. We appreciate you guys' support, both watching us every morning and
He just wants
also
cigarettes.
donating your money to us to help us have some fun and continue to make content here in Omaha, because it's an exciting time, exciting trip, and you guys' help has been nice. So all of you deserve 2 claps. Ready.
Thank you.
Also, shout out to Tommy G.
Yeah.
Who is in the chat. He's included in that show viewers 2 claps. But Wardo's, Go Mart, you see him right here. The logo's right here. Shout out to our guy Tommy G, Wardo's, and Go Mart in Natchez, Mississippi. Great work. Go Mart, beautiful gas station. Lloyd took a trip down the beer cave. We went and we perused through the aisles. Great people working the counter. They chatted it up with Christian. It was awesome. And
then you go to Wardo's. You can see your sandwich made right in front of you. They did a little barbecue shrimp for Noah. They put it in a little skillet, got the sauce going. Then you saw the turkey tom get made on the flat top. You saw the junkin, which is made, gets to sit in the gravy for 24 hours. And they pull it out, put it on, put it on the flat top, grill it up, make it for you, get that bathed in au jus sauce, and then you get yourself a nice big old bite with that New Orleans-style po' boy bread that Tom goes and gets every single week, and that's what makes a sandwich.
That sure enough does. So shout out to Tommy G. And the only reason we're live right now
is
Starlink. Because
of
Tommy G. He lent us his Starlink to allow us to create content. So everything that you see in Omaha from us is brought to you by our guy Tommy G, Wardo's, and Go Mart in Natchez, Mississippi. Tommy G, 2 claps. Ready. Next up, last but not least, this is 2 not claps. If you saw on the Arkansas Razorback Baseball Twitter, they put out a photograph yesterday, a little graphic that said Nolan Ryan, Max Scherzer, Gage Wood. It said Woody demolished the MLB record for most strikeouts in a no-hitter. As he did, he threw 19 strikeouts, and the record in a no-hitter in the MLB is 17 that both Nolan Ryan and Max Scherzer have accomplished. But what are we doing? Why are we even putting this tweet out? As this is it here. It's a graphic with the strikeout numbers and said that Gage Wood demolished the MLB record for a no-hitter.
Who gives a shit?
He's not in the MLB. He did it against Murray State. No disrespect to the Racers, but the Murray State Racers are not the Yankees or the Red Sox or the Dodgers
or the Mariners
or
or
the
the Royals
or
or the Braves.
They're not the White
the
Sox.
Phillies.
They're not anybody.
Cubs.
They're not the Mariners. They're not the Marlins. They're nobody.
They're not even a minor.
It's his college baseball. I don't understand why we're comparing to the MLB record for strikeouts no-hitter. So they deserve jacks down. Terrible. Stupid. But that's all for the 2 claps today. We appreciate you guys joining us. Don't forget, every single day, this show is still brought to you by CAS Roofing and Advising. Our guy, Pearson from CAS, does an excellent job, excellent work. If you are in Baton Rouge, I don't know what the weather is like down there right now. It's beautiful up here currently, but I don't know what it's looking like down there in Baton Rouge. If it's bad or if it's not, give Pierce a call over at CAS. My phone is a piece of junk, and it's getting thrown because it does not want to cooperate with me. So make sure you give Pierce a call. CAS Roofing Advising, bring you our show every single day. into the LSU baseball conversation.
Well, real quick, yes, if you need work, if you're looking for a place to go, I can guarantee whatever hotel we were in before this one.
In Council Bluffs, Iowa.
You can go ahead and go there and just rebuild the whole thing. Because that was a travesty. Little leak, got a little wet. So if you just, if you want to come to Omaha, maybe write it off, come to a game or two.
Yeah,
just pop on by that prison we stayed in.
And they need the help.
They need the roof. Or just take the roof off. It might be better. But make it a convertible hotel.
That would be. It probably would make.
I mean,
better.
they got to pivot to
it would
something.
Solve the stink, I think.
The smell.
Stench. It would solve as you.
And you could roll the beds out. Like they were on some wire. It was bizarre.
It was unbelievable. If we do ever end up back in there, I will take a photograph to let everyone see what the situation.
It'll probably be in the vlog.
Yeah, it will. I wasn't really.
Well, you were in the mood
to video too much the other day, but we appreciate all of you watching this morning as we're going to get into the LSU baseball discussion here. And what would usually be hour number 2 this morning, not quite that. LSU baseball tonight against Arkansas here in Omaha. LSU has a chance to punch their ticket to the College World Series final for the second time in 3 seasons. After obviously winning it all in 2023, the Tigers will take on the Hogs. And Lloyd, we talked about it a little bit post-game yesterday. Who's going to be on the bump for LSU today?
You would have to think it would be Newt, right? Doesn't that feel you saw it? Or Cowan?
That was
one of the two, because you saw both of them throw and try to get a little bit warm before it was ultimately Case and Evans who took the bump. But then there's both of those guys kind of getting ready, getting loose. So they're warm. And I have no problem with either one of them, but I do think it will be a touch-and-go scenario. Like, if it's Newt and it's an inning in the third, and then it's Cowan for an inning in the third, it's an ultimate figure-it-out game, right? Like, this is Johnny Holstaff, or unless somebody comes out and does their best impression of Nate Ackenhausen, where you go 6 innings shutty, which I think Newt has the best ability to do. Yeah. Like the last start was standing. Everything before that looked like, oh, you found your Sunday guy. Yeah. This feels like a Sunday game, and you have to give him the opportunity to go out there and do it one more time, in my mind. But I could be wrong. Playing the Jay Johnson guessing game it's a
tough game.
It's the hardest game of Clue you'll ever play.
It is.
And after you just keep flipping down pictures, you're like, oh, never mind. Why am I playing? It's like playing chess against Magnuson. Like, all right, he's 4 moves ahead. Right. Never mind.
He got beat recently too.
He did.
Yeah, he did. Nice. But then he came back but now he plays a new form of chess. He plays blitz chess.
Oh, great.
It's free chess where you can start anywhere on the board. And he's like, this is way more fun than normal chess. Like, that's because you've mastered the
other one. You needed something new.
The hardest game of all time. And it's like, no, this is a more fun way to play. It's like, okay, you're an insane person.
Magnus Carlson. But P-Dub, I like
wife.
What P-Dub says in the chat. We might see Ant this game in relief. I do believe if there's an opportunity to win it, Anthony Einson will throw. And this was the conversation yesterday in the post game. I originally thought that it was going to be Newt. Like, that was just what I do think that the bulk of this game will get pitched by Chase Shores. He's thrown 20 pitches. Yep. He told you before Omaha,
I'll throw till my arm falls off.
Whenever, however much. I think that Shores is going to pitch a whole lot because his last 2 outings have been electric. They've been 10 pitches. He's gotten out of there clean.
That can't be really set enough to come in and throw 20 pitches in 2 games.
He's thrown 20 pitches in at least 2 1/3.
Yeah, and he comes in with kind of a sticky situation where you're kind of looking around and going, oh, this game could get tight quick. 1 pitch, 1 out, get out of there. Go send the offense back on the field.
Yep.
Like, he has been, because you were gearing up for 100. What does he throw? Like a 90-mile-an-hour slider?
Yeah,
immediately roll over.
This 87-mile-per-hour slider.
And then he has 102 in the gas tank whenever you want it. Yeah. And it's still, like we've said it before, but it's still so funny to watch. Like, this is a fan base that seen Paul Skeens throw and got the privilege to see him run it up to 102. But for some reason, I guess it might be Chase Shores just because he comes out the bullpen, where it's like everybody oohs and ahs at it. And even in the booth, they're doing the same thing. We're like, whoa. Like, Ben McDonald threw hard, probably can still throw hard. And he's like, Chase Shores, whoa now.
Yeah, there's something about it.
It is. It's electric.
Jinx.
Oh, pinch Pokey, owe me a Coke.
But, yeah, no, I think that Chase Shores is going to get a lot of work today for LSU. I would expect him to extend, because he's the guy out of everyone that you have available right now that has extended into games the most. Obviously, he was a starter to start the season. Sabrion, someone just needs to step up and seize the moment in the bullpen other than Shores and Evans. I think Shores is still going to have the opportunity to seize the moment and make it. He's thrown 20 pitches so far. Now, I wouldn't imagine he's going to go more than 60 or 70. But the way he's been pitching, I think he's got a real opportunity to make it happen. Outside of him, I think Newt would make the most sense to start because Cowan you could bring in to close. I think if it's a close game at the end and LSU is ahead, if you bring somebody in for a save, it's going to be Anthony Ianson for the last.
So I'll ask you this: how many
to
guys
9
do you
outs.
think you see?
3. Could be 4.
Could be
but
5.
I would say 3. Because I really do believe that Shores is going to extend. Like, I think the hope is to have an opener for 2 innings, get 2 innings out of whoever you start, at least. Now, if Newt goes longer than that, great. I think if you can get 2 innings out of Newt, and then you have Shores go 5 innings, extend to 5 innings, 4 or 5 innings.
Yeah, I mean, over/under, I'd put 3.
Yeah, I mean, but
Just
I
to
think
be
even if you get 4 out of Shores, I think
that would be
Ianson
great.
can come out and get you 9 innings. I mean, 9 outs.
Yeah.
Where you have Newt go 2 or 3, Shores go 4, 3 or 4, and then Ianson come in and close it out.
Yeah, that sounds excellent.
That sounds to
So
me
when-
like the script.
If LSU wins today, when do they play again?
Saturday.
And today is Wednesday?
Yes,
Thursday, Friday, Saturday? Okay. And then he'll pitch again on Sunday?
that would be or
Monday?
My thought would be you don't want to throw Cade.
No.
Like,
You're just,
Cade would only throw tomorrow if possible, if they play.
Yeah.
Possibly. Your hope is you get it done today. You have Cade for game 1.
Yep.
And so, because what you don't want to happen is you throw Anthony today,
Lose him.
You throw Cade tomorrow.
Well, that doesn't matter. Yeah, if you get to that situation, you're just
No,
you have to.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm saying it would be
just,
unfortunate.
in a perfect world.
And it would be unfortunate because then you go into the championship series and you're like,
Yeah, you're back.
short,
You're
back against
you're
the
not
wall.
aligned.
Got to figure it out. So the ideal thing would be go close it out tonight, and then you'd have Anderson game 1 against whoever in the finals, somebody game 2, and then I would think Ianson game 3 to give him some
but
rest.
that's what I was thinking. I wonder if there is a world in which it hasn't really happened all year, but you kind of preview, or I wouldn't even say pitch off, but don't use Anthony Ianson in this because you want to be set up, but you have to get there. That's what we've said all week. That's what we said leading into Omaha. Is like if there's a world in which Anthony Ianson could come in and get you 6 outs, he hasn't thrown that much. What do you throw, 40 pitches?
44 pitches.
Yeah, 44 pitches. Like, I could see that where he throws 44 more pitches, and then you just see how he feels.
And he's Jay's fastest recoverer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like, he's put him in that spot before, but it just feels like, even with Shores, it feels so a little wonky of like, oh, he's thrown 10 pitches and 10 pitches. Like, how many can he throw? Because, like, the get up and start over and, like, the whole process, like, the rain delay caused all of this.
Yes.
Because LSU was perfectly aligned to be able to go Cade Anderson, who did exactly what he was supposed to do, get you a win. Then you have Anthony Ianson lined up to go the next day, and this is how LSU has won series every year. And then you get absolutely bottle-rocketed by the NCAA of, like, nope, here's 40 pitches, get him out,
Right.
and then start over the next day at 10 a.m., It's like, okay, now we can change the time or whenever we want to play this thing. Like, that was ridiculous. But I could still see a world in which Anthony Ianson comes in. And somebody in the chat said, big ballpark, plays for Cowan.
No, it would help. It helps 1,000%. Like you've seen Nate Ackenhausen was not a starter for LSU, and you saw how the ballpark played for him.
Yeah.
Like that's really like as good as Atkinson's stuff was that game because he was on. He was pitching with confidence because of the ballpark he was playing in. So it's going to help. Andrew Messina, Ianson pitches some tonight, and they win. You'd have Cade in game 1, Evans game 2, Ianson game 3 if it gets there. That sounds about as good as you could do it for me. Like that sounds like the script. D3M Tigers, have faith in our Tigers, fellas. Come on now. You know we've got more than faith in these Tigers. I've got absolute belief. This is just the discourse around what are they going to do. Because as much as the bullpen is different now, because it is, you've seen guys step up. You haven't seen it enough outside of those three in Anderson, Ianson, and Evans to allow you to say Sharpie it down, let's ride. We're comfortable. You know, you haven't seen the guys out of the bullpen do it enough to feel that way. Now, I'm confident in LSU because I think the bats are moving. I think that you have the guys to get the job done.
And I think you've seen the way that they've gotten better throughout the year with the pitching staff and kind of defining their roles in a way that makes you feel a little bit more comfortable with who's coming in, whether it be Cooper Williams, who got, like, I think he still pitched well despite what happened.
You got squeezed.
He got squeezed, and then you come, but then you have immediately go to Chase Shores, and he gets you out of it.
Right. And Coop only threw 23.
Right, so he's available.
Yep.
In my mind.
Yes.
And then, but the way that you've seen kind of everybody's role, whether it was DJ Primo, came in and got you one out.
Yeah.
Like, that's the way that they're playing this thing. And then you still have Jacob Myers, who could come in and get you one out.
Maverick Rizzi,
who's a mountain of a man. He is
massive.
Intimidating. But, like, that's another guy that has pitched well when he's come in. So you still have arms available. And I'm interested to see if they do it that way, where it's how many people can get me one out? How many people can get me 2 outs? And then you use 5. That's why I asked if you use 3 to 5 guys. Like, what was your over-under? I mean, there's a world in which they use 5 pitchers and they all do something differently to be able to get you to the end, because at this point they've earned that trust in my mind to be able to go out there and be able to compete, pitch, and get you a win. Like, I don't think there's anybody like, oh, I don't think I would have put him out there in that situation.
Yeah.
Everybody that we've seen so far throughout regional, super regional, into Omaha has been like, yeah, I understand why he's in.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think that. And the question in the chat was, does this feel like a must-win? Every game when you're in Omaha is a must-win. Like, this is no longer – when we sat and we talked about Little Rock in the regional, you were able to make yourself comfortable with the loss and playing in a Game 7 against Little Rock at the end.
You're at home.
Because you were at home, and it was LSU versus Little Rock. And when you look at it, you'd be like, mano v mano, one game, winner take all. How could you not feel comfortable if you're LSU? That conversation is not the same when it's LSU versus Arkansas. You know, like, it doesn't hold the same weight. Obviously, you can still be confident in LSU just going 1v1, winner take all, but it's a little different when the competition's different. These are the 2 best teams in the country right now, in LSU and Arkansas. I think it's going to be a packed house tonight.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be rocking. It's going to be electric. And if you're LSU, this is a much win. You want to make this happen tonight. Punch your ticket. Have the momentum, be the most confident team in the country, because it would be hard to not be that after if you beat Arkansas twice and you handled UCLA and you're 3-0 rolling on through. Punch your ticket tonight, and to do that, these guys have to step up. If you're talking about a Shores, a Cowan, a Newt, a Rizzi, an Ianson, a Cooper, like these guys, these guys, like, now is your time. Leave your mark, like. Make your name known in Omaha for LSU. This is why you came here. Go make it happen.
And we say all of this without, once again, we're having the pitching conversation or if you're LSU, to go put up 8 to 10 runs.
Yeah, no, I mean, you saw what they went out and did yesterday.
Yeah.
Ianson gives up the 3 in the game against UCLA in the first inning, and the LSU offense responds right after, in the bottom of the first, 4 runs, takes the lead back, never looks back. Takes the lead, tacks on another run, tacks on a couple here and a couple there, wins the game 9-5. That's how you do it. Now, that is, like you said, that's the other side of the card. We talk a lot about the pitching. You feel differently about all these guys if you're scoring 10 runs.
Yeah, because you've seen now. I mean, how do you feel about Bear Jones after over 5 that he comes back and scores half your runs for you? Like, that's such a luxury to have. Same thing with Stephen Milam, guy that was, I guess, not as good as you saw the previous year up until, when does it matter? That's when he steps up, and he's sitting nearly 500 in Omaha. Like, you have, like, parts of your offense that have stepped up. And the other thing that we haven't talked about yet that I think is interesting, as hot as it feels like Arkansas is coming off of, like, fighting, you've seen LSU do it in 23. Like, when you have to fight through the losers bracket, there becomes a little bit of a mentality of, like, us against the world, and the more baseball you play, the hotter you get, and then it's like, dude, let's do it again. Yeah. It becomes fun at that point. But who are they going to throw?
Who, Arkansas?
Yeah.
I mean, they've still got Gibbler available, I think is his name.
Yeah, I think Gibbler was the name I saw. But you saw
you've seen Wood go. He's done.
He's done.
Gackle.
Root, I would assume, is done after starting last night.
Root's done for sure today and probably tomorrow.
Gackle, I would say he maybe would throw again tomorrow if it's there. I don't think he would go today because he threw, I don't remember how many pitches, 80-something pitches against LSU in Game 1. I'm trying to think of some of their other guys, but I would assume Gibbler's definitely going to get the ball at some point tonight. You're going to see him because Arkansas is they are back against the wall right now. Like, they have to somehow win. Now, the NCAA let this play into their hands with the rain delay for LSU UCLA. UCLA had to play twice yesterday. Arkansas gets the win, somehow was put in a good position. Their back is back against the wall now because LSU is 2-0. They've got to beat the Tigers twice. Yeah, he threw 90. Gackle threw 90, so he's not throwing. Gackle, Root, and Wood are done. Andrew Messina, everyone but Root is available for Arkansas tonight. There's no way Wood throws tonight. Gackle, I could maybe talk myself into because it's been however many days. Wood's not throwing. He threw 100 and something pitches in his complete game, no hitter.
105, 115, something like that.
I don't foresee Wood in any opportunity getting the ball tonight because that was on Sunday. It's only been, this would be 3 days rest. I don't foresee that happening. But Gackle, I could see. Yeah, Wood threw 120 pitches. Gackle, I could definitely see getting opportunity to get the ball for Arkansas at some point tonight. But I think Gibbler's the guy that they're going to have the most trust in tonight if you are Arkansas. So we'll find out when they announce who the starters are for both teams, and we'll make sure you guys know. So make sure you follow us on all of our social media. Make sure you subscribe to us here. Like, comment, subscribe, share, the whole deal right down here. Shout out to all of our beautiful sponsors right here across the bottom, and appreciate all of you for joining us this morning. Lone Warhawk, who are we thinking out of Louisville and Coastal? Look, I think when the conversation before we left for Omaha, and it has continued to hold true throughout the College World Series so far, the three best teams are LSU, Arkansas, and Coastal Carolina, and I think they've all continued to prove that. I think Louisville put together a really good game against Oregon State last night. I would still assume Coastal's going to come out of that end for somehow, some way. And I also just think it's written in the stars for like a Coastal LSU rematch.
It does feel very familiar, doesn't it?
In the
it
finals.
Feels like it's kind of been – same thing with LSU, Arkansas. Like, there was no world in which Arkansas wasn't back in – kind of like played its way out of the losers bracket into a matchup against LSU. And that's what I wouldn't be surprised if you see this thing go to another winner-take-all series and they play one more. Like, yeah. I just wouldn't be surprised, not because I don't have faith in LSU, but just because of the way that the College World Series usually plays out. And it's not supposed to be easy. I don't think you're supposed to go 3-0, but I would love to see it.
No, I'm with you. And I think for LSU, I think the biggest thing tonight, if you're LSU, as much as you need those pitchers to step up, if you go out there and you score runs and you give run support early, like the one of the best performances you've seen from Newt would be that Ole Miss game.
Yep.
Where he gave up those two kind of rinky-dink runs, and that was it. Then you had just shutout baseball from Shores and Myers after that. Give him the run support early. Or if it's Cowan, or if it's Shore, whoever gets the ball tonight. Give them run support early. Get a crooked number up there and allow them to play free and play comfortable. The last thing you want is for them to tighten up and to not be loose and to be pressing a little bit or not feel comfortable on the mound. Like, allow them to feel comfortable with what they're doing by going out there, swinging the bat, scoring runs like they've done so far throughout the College World Series and throughout the postseason LSU has. And I think tonight is the real opportunity to make it happen if you're LSU. Like, offensively, it is all right in front of you right now. You're not going to see Wood. You're not going to see Root. Go hit the baseball and win it. Like, if LSU's going to win, make it to the finals, it's going to be because of their offense. Like, that would be my mindset right now. Well, look, it could completely flip on its head. It could be a pitcher's duel tonight of just low-scoring baseball and Shores shoves or Cowan shoves or Newt shoves. Ianton comes in and they just make it happen, and it's the pitchers that step up. In my mind right now, when I'm looking at where LSU's at, what it looks like, and the way it's set up, the offense has to deliver big time for LSU to be able to move forward and play in the finals and punch their ticket.
Back to your previous point, there's a lot of cool matchups that could have gone on. Arkansas, Oregon State rematch. LSU versus Arizona would have been interesting because of Jay Johnson's stuff.
Yeah, a whole lot of storylines.
LSU Coastal rematch. And then I'm not sure if there's any more, but LSU UCLA as well. Like, there's a lot of cool matchups in
Murray State and Louisville. Two Kentucky schools are in the same state.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean there were plenty of storylines there to be made in the College World Series, but it shook out. You've got your Final Four. It is LSU, Arkansas, Coastal, Louisville. It's time for somebody to punch their ticket today. Lone Warhawk, watch for Fry to be big stick for the team tonight. He's due. Yeah, no, look, he had a really good game against UCLA yesterday and the day before, yesterday and Monday, where he put together such good at-bats early in that baseball game, and he did his role. He was beyond impressive at the plate for LSU. Curiel, Fry, and Milam, the top of that order, did such a good job from a at-bat standpoint. Like, they stepped into the box. They fought pitches off. They
Somebody
took
calling
balls. No. Is my ringer on?
Uh-huh.
They fought pitches off. They took ball. Like, the bottom of the first, Curiel goes down 0-2 quick. Battles all the way back.
Fights back.
And gets on base. And that's what opens up the two-out hitting later on in that inning. Two-out hitting has also been beyond impressive by LSU up to this point, where I think Arkansas, they hit well with 2 outs, but especially against UCLA. What did Fawn say yesterday? 8 for 14?
Yeah, 8 for 15.
8 for 15 with 2 outs?
That's
as good as it gets.
almost 500.
Like, that
better
is,
than 500.
It's better than 500. Like, that is beyond impressive.
552.
Oh, nice.
Like that.
Christian, beautiful mind. Thank you for your
I
contribution.
don't think I'm right either.
I don't think you are either, but I appreciate you.
I'm going to say 521.
It's that big brain. That's that big brain hiding under that hat.
How do you even do that?
533.
You do the opposite of what you think. You
8
put
divided by 15.
Yeah, you put 15 into 8 or something like that.
D3M Tigers, Arkansas would be smart to throw a lefty to force Jay Johnson to start Pearson and Milam to the right side of the plate.
That's what I wanted to see. Like, I need to figure out what Arkansas has left, or because they could be having the same attitude that Chase Shorts has, where it is somebody that's like, Geichel is like, I'll throw it till my arm falls off.
Yeah.
Like, where they have to, I mean, you're playing with your back. This is your season.
Gackle.
If you're Arkansas, Geichel. Like, this is your season. This is what, there's no really, like, no, you're not pitching today. Like, if they want to play and you have an opportunity to win a baseball game or even compete, I feel like everybody's available until they're not. Like, until it's just Dave Van Horn being like, no, because you can't play. Other than that, I feel like everybody's going to want the opportunity and have a legacy game where it's like, oh, on short rest, he came in and gave you 2 1/3. And it's something that, like, that's something that counts. But with that said, like, also you're looking back to a guy for LSU's side, when you look at the pitching staff, you have Cowan, whose last good performance was actually against Arkansas.
Yeah.
In May when he threw 3 shutty innings against them.
Close it out in game 1.
Yeah, it was 3 innings of scoreless baseball, and now people will look at the park and go, well, maybe this is more beneficial for Cowan, but it's another one. That's just another thing to kind of think about whenever he's performed well against Arkansas in the past. Like, you take all of those things into consideration.
Definitely, and it's going to be interesting to see how Arkansas game plans for LSU. Like,
yeah.
What is the thing
Lefty.
that they're going to
try? I mean, that's been the thing that people have tried all year.
Yeah.
And then LSU countered back with Pearson. And that's kind of been the mainstay for LSU. If you put a lefty in, we have this answer. And it'll be interesting to see because LSU is so deep in terms of what they have roster-wise, where if you put a righty in, it's like, oh, maybe Tanner Reeves. But if you put a lefty in, it's Broswell. If you put a lefty in, it's Pearson. And then you saw them go to Baby Pearson early, like against the lefty. Whenever it's like, all right, come get a couple swings in. Let's see what you can do here. And he had a hell of an at-bat, very competitive. Ultimately strikes out, but it was a 5, 6, 7 pitch at bat where you could kind of feel like, okay, Jay trusts him in this moment. And that's more of what I learned from it, is that that's a viable option off the bench. If the offense gets stale and LSU was looking for a way to get one more across.
Yeah.
And that was what it was in the fourth inning?
Yeah, it was early.
That he went to
it was
Pearson.
the second they made the
pitching change. And then so there's Pearson, and then he puts, Reeves at third. So, or no, he put Braswell at third.
Well, then the rain delay happened.
Yeah, then the rain delay happened. But that's what I'm saying. So as long as I don't think that as much as people want to look like, oh, LSU against the lefty, I think that they found a little bit of a remedy to that situation because of the options they have on the bench.
Yeah, I mean, Arkansas has had, 4 guys start 9 or more games this year, Gackle being one of them. They've had 3 guys start 10 or more games, Wood, Root, and then like our guy in the chat, Dalton said, Baldishes, how do you say it? Bidelshe, whatever. Landon Bidelshe for Arkansas. As a left-handed pitcher, he's got 12 starts for them this season. He's got a 4.92 ERA, he's 4.0 on the win-loss column. He's thrown 56 2/3. He is allowed.
What's that walk to a strikeout ratio?
So he's got 61 strikeouts, 19 walks.
Okay, that's good.
So he's got a good record. He's a lefty. That would make sense. Shout out to Dalton in the chat. That would make sense of the guy Arkansas probably looks to start the game tonight.
I have no clue.
I would just assume. I mean, that's a guy that started
games
for them, and he's a lefty.
Yeah, that started. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like Brian Burgess said, Landon Beetlejuice, we'll call him like that.
Beetlejuice.
That the guy that I like. That makes sense. So shout out to Dalton in the chat for that little tidbit. That would make sense as for Arkansas's mindset going into this game. Their best starting lefty arm outside of Root. Go out there, throw him. That makes sense. I would assume that would be the guy on the bump for them. And then he doubled down, says Gackle will be their starter for tomorrow if they win. That would make sense as well.
Yeah.
So Beetlejuice tonight, Gackle tomorrow would probably be Arkansas's mindset. But I still wouldn't be surprised if Gackle throws tonight. Like, if it's there to be won and you need to save, he threw 90 pitches last game on Saturday.
3 days ago?
Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. This will be the day 4 of rest.
Yeah, he could pitch.
He would. I would assume he'll close it out.
That's
now,
where,
if
the rain delay
close,
helps you again.
Yeah, like, and if it's not close, they would just try to whole staff it, close it out, and he would start tomorrow. I think, not close in either way, LSU winning or Arkansas winning. If it's just if it's over, it's over. But I think if they have the chance to win, they would see Gackle go tonight.
Wait, does the rain delay help them in that sense? I think they had to get 2 games in anyway yesterday.
Yeah, they played 2 games yesterday, but it still just gives you an extra day without having to use Gackle.
And then, let's see, along in the chat, let's see. Bada bing, bada boom, our guy. Do we pitch, should LSU pitch to Lloyd if the situation allows?
LSU has been pretty fucking good against him, actually. Like, whether it be Aloy, LeBron for Alabama, LSU has done a kind of a Bill Belichick thing where they don't let your best player beat you. Like, they have I don't know if it just worked out or if it's a strategy. I would imagine it's a strategy. But they seem to game plan very well against your best player, and that hasn't been something that LSU has really had to deal with yet this year. They've been able to get your best guy out in key situations. So I would not I wouldn't shy away from going at him.
No,
and then,
you haven't seen
but
LSU.
If he goes 1 for 1 with a homer, don't pitch to him. But you've seen LSU, they attack your best player and have a game plan to get him out. I don't think they're scared of anyone.
No, I don't see LSU unless it's a strategy play at the end of the game where he's gone 2 for 2, crushing the baseball. They've got
better than sex.
They've got a runner on second. First base is open.
I always said we weren't going to say that.
Oh,
they've got a runner on second.
You slept through the pregame meeting.
And there's only one out. I would assume that maybe that would be the mindset.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's 2 for 2 with 2 bombs.
Going
and you
into
got
the
second
game,
and third, walk him.
Going into the game, they're throwing to him.
Every day's a new day in baseball. That's like saying, do you think that Arkansas is going to walk Bear Jones because he was 2 for 4 with a walk and a homer and a laser single? No. You have to see, go attack him and see if you get beat by him. But you don't go into the game going, oh, got to be careful here. Put him on 4 fingers immediately. I don't think that ever happens.
No Chill Sports.
No Chill
Sports.
Sports.
A really good page on Twitter, @no_chill_sports. Some
No.
morning stats to chew on. They tagged us in this. Shout out.
Shout out.
Morning stats to chew on for breakfast. LSU versus Arkansas 2025 stats. Offense, pitching, discipline, every detail matters at this stage, they say. Batting average, LSU 265, Arkansas 256. Runs per game, LSU 6.5, Arkansas 3.8. ERA, LSU 3.75, Arkansas 6.25. Strikeouts per game, LSU averaging 11.3, Arkansas averaging 12.8. Walks per game, LSU averaging 4, Arkansas averaging 4.5. These are from all of the games LSU and Arkansas have played, the 4 that they have played so far this season. So those are some really interesting stats. LSU is batting better than Arkansas. They are averaging more runs. They have a better ERA. Arkansas is striking LSU out more, though, and LSU is drawing more walks than Arkansas. So there's some interesting stats there.
One more stat to add inside LSU baseball. Can we get a quick 2 claps for your LSU Tigers? 50-win season, 50-15, 2 claps.
There you go, 50 wins for the
lot.
LSU Tigers this season. How many other teams in the country right now have 50 wins? I think Coastal does.
Probably Coastal.
I think that's probably it.
Yep.
So shout out to
Legend
LSU
course.
on getting their 50th win
Chanticleers,
yesterday.
not Chanticleers.
LSU Shreveport does.
Yeah,
That
there
shout
you
out,
go. Put
but-
them in Omaha.
Come on now, that would be pretty fun.
Yeah, you got to play
Imagine.
relegation, play
It'd
your
be
way
like
in,
7 teams get in from
and then you get the mid-major.
this, and then the mid-major winner like LSU.
I wouldn't want to play LSU Shreveport.
No.
They beat Murray State.
They beat UCLA.
Yeah.
UCLA with the best shortstop in the country. Carl Ravitch said it.
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't stop saying it.
I think that's all he knew.
I'll ask.
a
I'll ask the
good-looking boy,
chat,
though.
because we watched the game on TV yesterday. Outside of that, we've been at the games. We haven't really listened to the play-by-play all that much. Chat. How has it been? I mean, having Ravitch and Eduardo Perez on the call. I want to
People
hear
don't like
y'all's-
Eduardo at all.
I don't think so either. But I want to hear their true. Give me your breakdown, your thoughts on what the play-by-play, the announcing has gone for LSU so far in the College World Series.
I think Peterson and McDonald pretty much take the cake. They are as good as it gets in college baseball. And also the production value of the College World Series outside of, if it's not McDonald and not Peterson, but like everything being mic'd up, whether it be the wall, the bases, like it just feels and sounds so baseball.
Yes.
Like you could hear the dirt, you can hear the wall, you can hear like the umpire like, nope, throw it outside. Like all of it is just such a cool thing to me.
3.
That I wish it was, I guess you can't have a bigger stage, but like it should be more played up because college baseball can be so much fun and it's so good, and it just doesn't feel like it ever gets put on the pedestal until it's the College World Series, and it should probably be more talked about because it's such a fun sport.
On DraftKings, Arkansas.
Oh, we could gamble.
Arkansas money
Love
line.
gambling.
Arkansas money line is minus 130. LSU plus 100
What?
on the money lines.
Really?
Arkansas minus 1.5
Avoided my bet.
is plus 135. LSU plus 1.5 is minus 175. Then the over/under is slated at 10.5 runs tonight for LSU versus Arkansas. So Arkansas is the money line favorite, and they are favored by a 1.5 tonight against LSU.
Wait, why would you
Lloyd,
not
your
do
thoughts?
LSU money line, LSU with the 1.5, and then the over, and put it all together in a parlay, right?
I mean, that
I mean, that's just fun.
sounds good to me.
15 to 142, or should I do 100 to win 280,
Maybe the sports book.
or should I do 1,000 to win
I
2,800?
mean, show us how confident you are in Jay Johnson and LSU right now. That's what I'm hearing.
Yes.
I want to hear how confident you are.
Well, I'll do that one separately. Not just going to be LSU to win, but for the parlay, you just got to play the. You don't get to where I am gambling by being a fool's errand of going 1.5 money line over. So you just do a little 20
Just a
spot,
little sprinkle.
a little sprinkle on this, and I'll put 50 on LSU to win.
Stream drop his eed. We back up? We back? Right. You just have to get up out of the bed to make it happen. Yeah. No, I'm with you guys. I don't think, and look, I'm not a Carl Ravitch hater.
No, he said nice things
He said nice things to us. He said hello to us when we were walking past him. I think he does a good job. But I will not understand ever. I'm going to throw up.
Ew.
I will never understand guys that have not called the sport and covered the sport all year. Why are they now on the biggest stage, the guys that are announcing? Like, Ben McDonald makes sense. He's covering the sport all year. He's watching LSU all year. That makes sense. Chris Burke makes sense. He covers the sport. Peterson makes sense. He covers the sport. Ravitch and Eduardo Perez are MLB announcers.
Yeah.
Like, Ravitch does all this. Like, why are you throwing them into a position where they're going to get Milam's name wrong when I guarantee you Ben McDonald has never gotten it wrong a day in his life? But for some reason, these guys are getting the opportunity to call this game and do it wrong and not do a good job and show that they have not watched and covered the sport all year long. And now, in the biggest stage of the sport, these guys are just getting it handed back to them. Makes no sense.
Put Lynn in the booth.
Amen.
No. I'm only so flexible.
Andrew Messina, put Lynn Rollins in the booth. Yeah, no, I mean, that would be electricity. Absolute electricity. So we appreciate you guys joining us this morning. Quick ad break. Just forget the light.
Forget the light.
Rangefit. Don't forget about
You have hate in your heart, let it out.
Rangefit. Keeping us hydrated right now in Omaha. It was some hot days earlier in the weekend. We needed some hydration. Lloyd has lost his insides a few times.
Oh, God. That makes it sound weird.
Well, that's what I heard in the bathroom this morning was weird.
I was just brushing my teeth. I'm an old man. Old people make old noises. Have you ever been around your father?
What's keeping us hydrated?
I sit down to pee sometimes because my legs get tired.
Is Rangefit.
And I do the double pee where you stop.
Rangefit.com.
Unless I'm on Rangefit, then I can pee a healthy stream.
Rangefit.com. Use code TINGLE, 15% off of your order. It's delicious. Blueberry acai. They got the lemon lime. Outstanding. Go to Rangefit.com. Use code TINGLE. Get you some Rangefit.
Get hydrated.
Yeah,
Another boy, Christian. Way to add to the read.
Thank you, sir. Good job. No, sir. But yeah, shout out to Rangefit, bringing you our show every single day. Make sure you use code TINGLE to get 15% off. What are you doing? Did you get bored? You couldn't just sit there.
Yeah, I thought we were going to break.
No.
Oh, okay.
Good call, though.
I was ready.
Good call, though. We don't do any breaks when we're in Omaha. We're just going to keep rocking and rolling.
Gas.
Especially,
it is all gas. Especially that disgusting behavior by you. Quit
says
being
the
lactose.
bed full of crumbs and pepperonis.
Don't tell the viewers what he's doing in the bed.
It's just full of disgusting.
Pizza in the bed and he lays.
Oh, I put the breadstick under his pillow last night. And that was all time. Because he gets grossed out. You're like kind of neurotic for such a young boy.
He's a germaphobe.
Yeah, he is, and I'm not.
Dude, I don't want to sleep with the pizza crust next to my head, dude.
All right, we're back. All right, we're back. Make sure you just refresh. We're working hard here, and it is stream is dropping right now while we are in the hotel. So just make sure refresh, and you should be good and back here as LSU will face Arkansas tonight in the Chuck, Omaha. Outstanding. We are excited. It's going to be packed. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun as the Tigers and the Hogs will face off once again here in the College World Series. LSU with a chance to punch their ticket.
I wonder what tickets are going for.
Why don't you look?
I will. I'll check right now, Noah.
And while we wait, we will have some quick sound from Nate Yesi. Shout out to our guy John Eads for getting this out.
To kind of, yeah, I mean, we're always going to be smart with him. He's got a great future ahead of him. We'll kind of see how he feels tomorrow morning. Moving into it, said he felt really good today, and the competitor in him wanted the ball, just a chance to kind of keep going. So again, you want guys like that, and these older guys are rubbing off on the younger guys, and the younger guys aren't acting young anymore. So it's good. And then I would even add just Chase Shores. Chase Shores is his development throughout the back half of this season has been phenomenal. Come in, make a big pitch there in the 8th to put the inning to bed, and then come out in the 9th and do his job. So it's great for him, great for the Tigers.
I mean, that's right there a perfect display of his improvement, right? He comes in, there's guys on, it's 8-5. One bad pitch, the game completely changes, but he goes in and gets the out, right?
Yeah, and sometimes, I mean, that's a case of losing the battle to win the war. We knew he needed innings earlier in the year, and I think that's been stated a few times, but certainly for him to get that experience, understand that he can make it through, and he's going to continue to get better. I still think his better days are out ahead of him. He's just learning the game and understanding some things. So the way he's carrying himself, the competitiveness, I don't think can be understated, because that's really, I believe, what's turning the corner for him. Yeah,
that is Nate Yesi talking about Anthony Einson and Chase Shores and the role that they're going to play moving forward. Obviously, Einson is ready to go, wants to throw, and Chase Shores, his development has been massive, and what's kind of turned the corner for LSU as he's gone out both games, throw about 10 pitches, and made it happen. Here is Josh Pearson talking to John Eads. And he's one of the veterans, the leaders, been here, won a national championship. This is him talking about how LSU approached the rain delay situation and regrouped yesterday morning to get ready to go and stay on the winner side of the bracket.
So you've been here twice now. You've been around a long time, obviously not from the older age, but just the way y'all handled this situation, with the stoppage and rain delay and stuff, how'd y'all do that?
Yeah, I mean, I think if there's any team built for something like that, it's us. I mean, I don't know what the number is, but we have to have had almost 20 rain delays throughout the course of the season. And, I mean, we just we came in here, sat around, relaxed, and if they told us to go out there and play, we were ready to go. And then whenever we found out we were playing at 10 a.m., we knew we had to get back, get some water, and just go to bed. And that's what we did. Came out here with a lot of energy today, and, I mean, it showed.
Is it impressive? Because not a lot of these guys have been in that situation and not here either.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we know what we're playing for, and I mean, if that takes getting up at 6 a.m. in the morning with a lot of energy and coming out here and showing what we can do, then that's what it takes. And I mean, we're all excited to do whatever.
So last time you were here, y'all won the first one, lost the second one. I guess, how do you feel being in this position where you win the first two and you don't have to play every single day kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, we know we can't take our foot off the pedal. Even though we're in the winner's bracket game, I guess, we still need to go take it one pitch at a time and be the aggressor. I guess we play at 6 o'clock tomorrow, and we'll watch the game tonight to see who we're playing. And, I mean, we're ready to go.
Based on your prior experience, what does it take to finish the job here and get these last 3 wins?
Yeah, I mean, it takes not really looking past the opponent or the task at hand. And, I mean, going out there, like I said, taking it one pitch at a time and not looking too far in the future. If you're a game away from winning the national championship, you can't look ahead, or else the team will punch you in the face, and then it'll be hard to punch back. So you got to go out there and punch them in the face first and kind of get things rolling.
What's it been like getting the experience?
There's Josh Pearson talking about this LSU baseball team's mindset, recovering from the rain delay, being in the position to be one win away from punching their ticket to the College World Series final. Thank you for listening to the sound, and we're back. So hotel streams a little bit different, but we're good. We're rolling. We're rolling with the punches.
Get
here.
off the Starlink. It's not a toy.
On the Tingle and coat. Yeah, lift it up and just double check it. How's it looking out there? Good.
Children.
Beautiful.
Some kid asked me for weed last night. He's like 7 years old.
Well, I mean,
they were playing parking lot baseball. I was like, what a wholesome little event that they're doing. Like, I remember being a kid, like playing baseball in the parking lot, ghost runners, all the fun things. They had bats and wiffle balls. I was like, this is great. And he goes, you get me a Gatorade? I go, shut the fuck up. And then he goes, you got some weed for me? I go, no, but I got 2 fists of liquor if you want to come have some. Then his parents yelled at me, so I went upstairs. But kids are awful. Like, yes.
You look like you'd give it.
But kids are awful. Like, yes.
You look like you'd give a kid weed.
I mean,
well, of course, I understand why they asked, but they're too young, dude. They're not even 10. They have to be at least, they're probably 10.
Yeah.
10 to 12.
10 to 12.
They're playing overhand, so. But they're here for a baseball tournament. All the parents were getting liquored up on Chardonnay in the lobby. Like, fucking parent your kids. Out here asking for pocket weed that I don't have. And, but no. Go away. Play baseball. Like, go. What about Santa Claus?
Have fun.
What
You're having
about,
fun.
like,
Play
the
baseball.
nostalgia of baseball? It's not about asking me for marijuana. God. Get off the Starlink.
The hand
kids
story,
are terrible.
There is a video tied to the splint. It's not really a splint. This is called buddy tape. I buddy taped And so if you've never heard of the game, it's doorknob. So Christian farted. Lloyd said doorknob. You get to punch the guy that farted until he goes and touches a doorknob. So we were on the bus. We started doing it.
We play.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, then it evolved to when anybody farts, it's just Christian has to go around and touch the doorknob. Until they got fussed at, I guess, be careful of the driver.
And so this pinky it was jammed, but it's fine. This one's good. This hand is operating well. The next day, we arrive in Omaha. We're getting ready to leave. Me and Christian start doing some pass protection. I'm the offensive lineman, and pass pro was fine. Then we decided, you know what? I'm going to run block.
Yep.
So Christian's going to be the edge rusher. I'm going to run block.
This is on the bus, by the way.
I ram Christian into the wall, and as I'm doing that,
dislocate. Brian Baldingered it.
My pinky pops out of socket, and I feel it, and it's like it hurt, and it just felt like fuzzy, like it fell asleep. And I looked, and it was just
sideways
out, just like poking out to the side. And so since then, I finally went and got some athletic tape from the Walgreens. Shout out to Walgreens. So that I no longer have. I had duct tape.
Shout out to the Come and Go also.
Taping
the girl,
my
the
two
cashier at
fingers.
Walgreens wanted Noah too.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
She wanted to get Tingle and code?
You should talk about that.
I don't think it was anything like that.
No,
Did you get her
that's
snap?
not what you said when we got back. Yeah.
Well, no, of course.
The girl at Walgreens wanted Noah's sack. If you just want to know, so.
Christian's awake at 9.
She sparked up conversation when I got to the counter. I thought she was just being
And
nice.
she looked at you when we walked in too.
Well, I'm sorry. Can you blame? Not in my bed. Oh my God!
Sitting over here, you're getting Noah.
And so my finger popped out of socket. I popped it right back in. It's been taped up since. I will see a medical professional when we return home. Because it is still a little, like, cocked to the side. Like,
Well, yeah, this tape feels way better than duct tape.
It does feel much better than duct tape.
And your poor mother was watching and was like, Noah, you have to get your hand taken care of. You're like, I'm going to be fine, Mom. Can I get you a hotel room? I'll talk to Dad.
Shout out to the parents taking care of us.
Mom, I'm tough, Mom. I'm a big
I'm
boy.
fine, Mom. Stop
big
calling
boy,
me
Mom.
cheese.
That sounded like Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. Then your sister adopted a dog. That's great. Like the whole house falls apart when you leave. Do they know that?
Shout out to the Tingle family, man.
Do your parents know that?
Yeah, they found out.
How'd that go? About as well as you think it did?
Yeah.
What'd they name the dog?
I don't know. She said
Roadkill?
it's Princess.
Roadkill.
Lord have mercy. But Dalton Lavera asks, who gets the first RBI tonight? I
Oh!
think that depends on another conversation, which
the
would be
lineup.
what's the lineup going to look like? If it's a lefty, if it's Beetlejuice,
Pearson
leadoff.
Pearson leadoff, then
Fry.
And Fry.
Milam.
I guess.
Fry and
I
Milam
wouldn't
are
be
your 2 and 3 right now.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if he moves Bear back up.
No, I'd leave him.
I know, but he doesn't do that. He doesn't do the same thing. Leave him.
I would say you
Let
split.
the boy watch.
This is what I would do. Ready? Pearson.
Yeah.
Fry.
Yeah.
Milam. Bear. So you have Milam to split up.
Yeah, your doozies.
Fry, yes. And then you have Dickinson behind Bear.
No. It's not, he's been at the bottom of the lineup. He's been batting 6 and 7.
Yeah, but I think Curiel's the guy that's going to drop this time. It's either going to be Dickinson or Curiel behind Bear to split up Bear and Papi.
Yeah.
Because I think the way you do it, you have those 3 guys, and you have 2 of your really good hitters between them.
Yeah,
so you got to break them up.
And you want the kind of the more pseudo-contact guys.
Yes.
To be able, and so you don't have a quick inning, you have very competitive at-bats, which you've seen them do. Like whether it be Dickinson, who can lay down a bunt, whether it be Curiel, who can also draw an 8-pitch walk. Like those 2 guys to split up what would be an Arkansas perfect world of if you have Fry, Bear, and you're able to get 2 quick outs. Like you're trying to kind of avoid that situation, so you have a more competitive at bat with a Curiel, with a Dickinson, with a Milam that makes you work a little bit harder. I get that.
Yeah. No, I'm going
better than sex.
Pearson, Fry, Milam, Bear.
Don't do that.
Or maybe you go Milam. I think he might put Dickinson back up in the lineup. Milam, Dickinson, then Bear, then Curiel, and then you go Papi.
Roswell.
Sorry, I'm typing it out. So
9.
Roswell 9.
Yeah.
No, Stanfield. Papi, then Brazzy. I'm getting it put in the chat for you guys, so I'm not just being an idiot.
Yeah, you got to write it out sometimes because I get lost in the sauce with the line.
And I want y'all to see it. So Pearson, Fry, Milam, Dickinson, Bear, Curiel, Papi, Brazzy, Stanny.
I think they
1,
flipped.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Russell's
8,
going to
9.
be 9.
You think so?
Yep.
That's what my lineup is. Put your lineup in there.
Put your lineup in the chat.
Nate, 1886, matchup aside, I liked the lineup yesterday a lot. Yeah, I thought I liked that lineup as well.
Yeah, matchup aside, I get it. If you get the lineup right, we'll Venmo you $10.
If you get the lineup right, you can stay at the hotel that we paid for.
We will send you the address to the prison cell, and you can go in there. It's room 214.
There's a hotel that is paid for
At your own
that I
risk.
cannot get a refund on.
It's unbelievable the runaround that Noah's gotten on this. We don't have a phone number. You
Terrible.
don't have this phone number. They're not
Terrible.
entering the phone because they don't want to pay Noah back his $1,000. And I get that. I would also give you the runaround, but there is a room available.
There is a room
if you
available
could get
that
to
we are
Omaha,
not gonna stay
Nebraska, room 214 at the what?
in. The Wood Spring.
The Wood Spring Suites. Ugh, it is Wooden Springs. It felt like that is just a disgusting display. But if you want a room, there's one paid for with the TV that doesn't work, with internet that doesn't exist, with the phone that's not plugged in. You can basically live alone.
Beds that aren't made.
You can separate yourself from society.
A
in
bathroom with no soap.
there. No soap.
So pay for your plane ticket and your Omaha ticket.
We got a room for you,
We've
buddy.
got a room for
but
you.
you have to get the lineup right.
our
There's a
loyal
stove in the
viewers.
room.
There is a stove that I turned on when we left, so we'll see what happens.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
No, you didn't.
Just put it on 4. Just kind of warm it up a little bit.
You were complaining about how it wasn't cooling off in there.
I know.
And so you decided to warm it up.
So I wanted to get hotter.
Nice.
And it was also hot in here, so I turned the air down. I love a
It
hotel.
was, yeah, well, I like it was freezing, but then I woke up this morning, it was really cold, and I was not going to do the show with it
Cold?
that cold.
With your nipples hard like
you-
I did?
Because you guys are underneath the covers.
Yeah.
Which got a whole lot of run on Twitter yesterday, and my mom sent the screenshot into our family group chat. It was like, is this y'all's show?
Yes,
And I was
it
like,
is.
yes, it is. So,
Shout out to T-Bot A-Bear also. I did not have an erection that was my knee, but they are vaguely similar.
Fawn says Curiel, Fry, Milam. So Curiel lead off even against the lefty,
Wrong.
potentially. Bear, Dickinson, Pearson, Brazzy, Stanny. So it feels like
So you
going
don't
Pearson.
want a hotel room.
Feels like with Pearson, you think it's a lefty, but you still go Curiel leadoff.
Interesting.
We'll see how it works out. Let's see if anybody else. P-Dub says, I don't think you can have Brazzy at 9 with Pearson leading off. What else?
Why?
Oh, and then we'll go back to that question, who gets the first RBI tonight?
Wood Spring Suite, I'd rather stay home and watch it on TV.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you should.
Stream is down. The stream is
I
down.
got a poppy tank.
Stream is
That's
up.
back
The
up.
stream
Stream
is
is
up.
back up. Look, keep refreshing. We
We're
are
working
going to
through
close
it.
out. We appreciate you guys joining us, watching, dealing with the fact that we're doing a show in a hotel room and these two guys are laying in the bed. If you're curious on who is sharing bed, who's doubling up, it's these two guys. They are sharing
It's
the bed.
disgusting.
I'm
Don't
sleeping by
ever
myself.
Live with Lloyd. Ever.
So
A lot of
appreciate you
people would like
guys.
to live with me.
We're about to close it out, Lloyd.
Oh, I just got comfortable.
Well, then
Christian,
you're-
why don't you do something?
Okay, you want me to close it out?
Close it out.
All
Well,
right.
you're going to have to get back up
do that.
anyways.
No, we're moving.
No, you're not staying in this bed. You're going back in your crumb bed. No, stop.
You're going back in your crumb bed.
Your bed full of crumbs and pepperonis.
This is how I was sleeping this morning because Noah turned the light on like an asshole.
Yeah, I did, because you needed to wake up.
I was awake. I woke up before you. Okay, so you ready to do the show? And you go, we don't have to do it at 7. I was like, yes, we do.
No, that's not what you said. You said, okay.
Well, I was awake. I was the responsible one this morning, and nobody followed suit.
I did fall asleep.
I'm not
'cause
the
I set
leader.
stream. I did all of this.
Yeah. On your own accord, I was ready to get up and moving.
Yeah, you were.
I jumped out the window to put the Starlink down.
Shout out to you guys. We'll be back
I'm peeing in the
after
bed.
the game
I'm peeing.
tonight.
I'm peeing
we'll
in your
go
bed.
live.
Can I have it if I pee in it?
No, get out of the bed. Love you guys.
Love you guys.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. It's Tingle & Co. It's on his phone.
We about to go live. Hit this track and do you dance like you Karen Lacey. Run it back and turn Matthew to the house, baby. It's Tingle and cold. From 7 to 9, come kick with the show. It's a new era. Let's get